My system. All right. So good evening, everybody. Everybody, good evening. So welcome to tonight's class. I'm still trying to answer something on WhatsApp. All right. So I guess you guys did what I asked you guys to do. Let me go and check my notifications. Okay, it's just one person. Let me check my email. Nothing is on my mail. 4 messages. All right. It's missing. What do you mean by what did I ask you guys to do? No. Okay, before we go into the class, let's quickly do this, right? Let me quickly explain what the principle of design is. So, um, so what is principle of design? So, basic principle of design is those simple rules and that governs design generally. You understand? They're like the first rule. You understand? Just like mathematics has board mass. So you get. So basic principle of design, it has its own basic rules. You understand? So unfortunately for some of us, we didn't really know. If you know about basic principle of design, just indicate on the charts. Let me see you. Indicate. They'll say something like, "Oh, you've attended the class. This is not the first time of you hearing it, or something. If this is the first time, please let me know." So some of you have attended my class on this same topic, but I just want to make this very practical. You understand? But I think the last time I did principle of design, it was just on typography. So some of you are just hearing this for the first time. Imagine hearing the first thing you should have had today. This is your first time of listening to, and you're a designer. In fact, you're a UI UX designer, especially a graphic designer. So definitely everything you've been doing, they are not. I don't know the output. You understand? That's why I asked for a live class. And the way things are going, I think it's only one person that submitted, which is this guy. The effective way to get it done. Okay, this is beautiful actually. I said you guys can tweak it, just make it look very nice. I want to see how you can work with briefs. So some of you that are saying you are confused, you don't know what to do with the text, you can say, look at this is an example of what I said. Just do something. You can say this is nice, but it's very sad that it's only one person that submitted. In fact, there's no use of the class if only one person submitted. There's no use of the class. B, something is wrong, my fig man. So nobody attempted to do anything. Nobody did anything. That's sad. Okay. All right. Don't worry. Let's just dive into it. Let me try my best to forgive you guys and just do something. So, like I said, I'm going to define what basic principle of design means. Everybody who is going to be designing anything in life with your phone, with your Canva, with your Photoshop, your Figma, XD Sketch. You should know this. Like, this is extremely important. In fact, if you can get this right, I can guarantee you that your design game will change. You understand? You will know how to design well. You get. So if you check the, I don't know, is it like you don't read to it very well, or the instruction? I said there's a test. I put a Google link so that if you click on it, you will see the test. There's the instruction in the test, and I also put the registration link there. But I don't know how you guys ignored that part. All right, let's just talk about what we came here for. So what is the principle of design? The principle of design are the rules a designer must follow to create an effective and attractive composition. The fundamental principle of design are emphasis. Okay, sorry, that was network. Sorry, apologies. Don't know what's wrong with MTN. So basic principle of design. There are design rules a designer must follow to create an effective and attractive composition. The fundamental principles are emphasis, balance and alignment, contrast, repetition, proportion, movement, and white space. Can you guys hear me? Please let me know if you guys hear me. I don't know if. Okay, so let me just start again. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for your patience. So, like I said, this is the definition of principle of design. So we'll take them one by one before we do the live class. Before I design something, and you guys will be able to learn from it. I'm going to indicate what emphasis means in design. I'm going to indicate what balance and alignment mean. I'm going to indicate what contrast mean, repetition, proportion, because obviously some people just design. A lot of us just design without having all these things in mind. And by the time we send it to our client, it's even the client that will be telling us that this thing is not looking okay. Like, why is it looking like this? I don't like this. You start hearing something like that from the client, or it doesn't even look okay at all. You understand? So I will try and design something with Figma today. So Figma is actually the simplest of all these tools. So you don't have to have Photoshop or CorelDRAW. You understand? Anybody want to attempt design should be able to do this thing. You understand? Very, very beautifully. All right. So the first thing is emphasis, right? So emphasis is like basically is what you want people to see first, or the most important thing you want to emphasize on, just like the word is called emphasis. So every graphic design that you see, every web, every page or newspaper or whatever that you see, there's always one thing that they want you to see first. There's always one issue they want you to like, they want to call your attention to. You understand? It's just like this design that I'm showing you. Emphasis is the most important, is the biggest, is the loudest, is the one I want you guys to see. Is probably the title or the topic of the day. You understand? So emphasis is what you want people to, you know, you want people to understand more importantly or most importantly. You understand? So what is the first piece of information my audience needs to know? Is it a band or the concert venue, or the day, or the cost of the of attendance? You understand? So basically, if you look at this flyer beside this text, you see something like Andel's Messiah Rocks, an interactive what you've experienced. Talk coming soon. Now the first thing that obvious. Sorry, yeah. Okay, so as I was saying before network took me away. So I said, so obviously in this flyer, right? The Andel's Messiah Rocks or Rocks is actually the biggest text here, is the most important text here. And one of the ways that you can signify is number one, the font size is the biggest. Then the text size, I mean the text type or the font type is also very significant. It's very different. You understand? So this is what emphasis means. So basically, sometimes when we see people's work, right, and then we want them to click on sales. You understand? We want them to like click on the next action button, or want them to be, attracted to a very important notice, right? We tend to watch out for how you write it, right? Because one thing about users or customers is that they don't read much. You understand? That's a fact. Even me, I don't read much. You understand? If I go to a website, I don't have time to be reading everything. There are some hotspots that I will see first. There are some things that they will be, they want me to see. Something like, if I let me show you a website I designed recently today. So look at this website. Okay, it's loading. Um, so look at this. Look at my emphasis. Welcome to Ilta. I don't, if you like, don't read the we basically design, develop. It's not my business anymore. Do you understand? So yeah. Oh, please, you guys should switch off your video. Maybe that's why. So as I was saying, you can see I want people to welcome. I just want them to. Some people might not actually have time to read all these things. Do you understand? So at the end of the day, right? They feel welcome. You understand? So look at this also. Yeah, you wear the best brand by mouth. So this is what they call emphasis. Do you understand me? What is the loudest? What is the biggest? What is the most important thing? Do you understand me? So that's how it works. If you scroll down like this, you can see some small text here. People might not entirely see this, but they will see this because this is what I want them to say. I want them to be able to like read, right? The same thing happens when you go to places like I think I was checking Apple website. Apple website is one of those websites that they really emphasize on things. I think it's Apple. So let's wait while it comes up. So if you are designing for anybody, you see that emphasis is very important because that is what converts. Do you get me? And that's what copywriters does, right? They tend to polish the wordings that people are going to that is going to be the loudest because it's like toasting a girl. If you are toasting a girl, if you don't say the right things at the right time, you might actually lose her attention. If you call a girl, hey baby, that kind of thing, and she wants to listen to you, okay, she has 5 minutes. If you do not say the right thing at that point, do you understand me? If you don't emphasize on what you want, if you do not say they give me your number within that 5 minutes, if you can say it at the 6th minute, she would have walked off. Do you understand me? So that's how emphasis works. You get, look at this. You can see make safe, right? See, feature feature them accessories. So You can see they are really emphasizing on what they want you to see. They want you to understand that they reduce the carbon footprint by thinking outside the box. Do you get? They also want you to see, let me see, let's scroll up. They want you to see that the the tumble is rechargeable, stack and go, instant attraction, then the numbers of stuffs they've done or whatever it is. You get? So as I'm scrolling, normally if you get to a website, you have potential to be scrolling and scrolling down and scrolling down. You want to see what is next. You want to see what's next. So the things that you might catch your attention, like this, things like this, they are called emphasis. Do you understand? And I'm going to show you different ways you can emphasize on something. Do you get? So let's continue. All right. So the next one is balance and alignment. So balance is basically um, being natural. You understand? You want everything to work out for you. Do you get me? So um, one of the ways I can just describe balance is how does how do you arrange your stuffs? You get? So for example, if you look at this artboard, right, you can see my title is here, then the text comes beside it, and everything is left aligned. You understand? So basically everything that you're seeing here is balanced, is natural, is, I don't know how to put it. Let's say it is okay, shey get, is relatable, is not confusing, doesn't have too much weight. You understand? So it is easier to understand. Everything here is balanced. So look at this design. It is very simple and it's balanced. You understand? This is their emphasis. These small texts are like extra informations. Everything that you're looking at, it doesn't look confusing. Nobody is confused that, oh, what is this thing trying to say? So because I have some people will send some flyers to you and you don't know what to do. You are confused. All your brain just, some of you start sweating on, some of your clients start sweating on the work you did. They don't know what to do. Like everybody is just confused. You will see these things on burial ceremony flyers. Like they will just load every content, like everybody will just start saying everything. Now you start looking at it out. Where's the next thing? What did they ask me? What are they trying to tell me to do? Do you understand me? So this is what balance and alignment is. So make sure that when you are designing your work or your flyer, always ask questions that, is this thing okay? Is it disturbing? Is it irritating? Is it looking nice to the eye? You understand? Can my mind understand it? You understand? So make sure it's as natural as possible. You get? Just like the way God created heaven and earth, everything is balanced. There's nothing that is questionable. You understand? The way it should be, that's how it is. You understand? So that's how balancing works. And alignment can be defined as the arrangement of all these texts, either in the left hand side or in the center or in the right hand side. You understand? Everybody who reads stuff, they read it from the left. So when you're writing things, right? When you're writing or you're arranging your text, most of it goes to the left because it is easier. That is where the eyes goes to. Okay. But when you reach out to the far right, do you understand me? You are going to stretch the eyes. That's number one. Then number two, uh, it has to be things that are not really necessary or not important that you are putting there. Like if you check the design flyer now, for example, you can see Adewale Adedamola is not as important as the basic principle of design and all this that I wrote. This is not really relevant. Do you get me? So this is balanced. Do you get? So that's how it works. That's how balancing works. So make sure that if you are starting from the middle, start from the middle, finish it if possible in that same manner. If you start from the left, start like make sure you start and finish it in that manner. If you start from the right, make sure you start and finish it, or at least just shift a little bit to the maybe to the next column. So that will be like left, middle, or middle to right or middle to left, not from left to the right, just like that. I don't know if you guys are getting me. You can be like say person just the talk, the just the talk rubbish sense. All right. So the next thing is contrast. So contrast can basically be defined as what people mean when they say let the design pop. So let the design pop. You understand? So it doesn't mean color like you're seeing on this flyer. That's not what we're trying to say. So contrast is just like now when something is contrasting, like something opposite, something that they are kind of opposite to yourself. So if I have a background that is light, whatever I'm writing on it should be dark. I don't know, maybe you get me, right? So if I have a background that it is black or dark, whatever I'm writing on it should be light. So look at this yellow. Yellow is a very bright color. You always have either the white or the black. You always have the light or the dark. So yellow can be categorized as this type of yellow that you are seeing on my artboard can be categorized as something that it is light. You understand? So contrast work when the text on it, do you understand me? They are dark. Do you get? Except you want to tweak things and you want to be, you want to explore, you're an expert, you want to just do some crazy things, you want to flex your muscle. Do you get me? So look at this design by the left hand side now, the right hand side. You can see that you can be able to read everything that is there. Some of you have dark background like dark red or dark blue, and you still be writing black text on it. And I'm not able to say anything. Like I don't even understand. I can't read. I have to increase the brightness of my phone so that I can see what is there. And it's not supposed to be. So that means your design is becoming unfunctional, it's becoming faulty. And at the end of the day, you miss the whole point. You miss the user, you'll not be able to make sales, people will not be able to click on your link. The reason why you're using some social media well conveniently and you understand it because you're able to see and you're able to read it. So before you send flyers to your client or you send jobs to your client or you finish a design and you want to send, make sure that you yourself you are able to judge and you're convinced whether you are able to see what is there, you can read it, you can understand it, it makes sense, it is perfect to you. Then yes, until you can affirm to it, like you can confirm within your heart, within your mind, within your brain. We have eyes that we can see, except we have blind designers in the room. Do you understand me? So if you have eyes and you can see, you should be able to judge. You should be able to note that people can see what you're seeing, right? So make sure that you don't do things out of creativity in quotes. Don't go and do creativity to the point of you not doing the right thing and people are not really understanding what you're doing or what you're trying to say. You get me? So that's how contrast work. You get me? So contrast, if you check this guy's work now, everything here is readable. I'm sorry. You can say everything here is readable. The text, I can see it. I don't. It's only this one that I can't see basically, and that's because they are not really important. You get, and I would like to actually show that this is also a form of emphasis in some ways. Do you get me? But that is when I'm doing the practical. You understand? So I'll teach you guys what I mean by that. But look at this. This is clear. You get, as he's doing it, he himself is being able to like read everything that is there. You understand? And I've showed you examples of bad flyers whereby you would have been able to see what I'm talking about because some of you do make that mistake. But let's move to the next thing ASAP. The next one is repetition. So another word for repetition is brand identity. Basically, one thing about me is that I usually give my own definition. Like I don't have time to go and be checking Google or start writing all those long convo. And why I know they pass exams. So basically, I don't know how to do la cram la po. Share you get. I like to define things the way I understand them. So when it comes to repetition, if you check GT Bank, for example, GT Bank has a format, a template that they follow, like, you know that, oh, this is GT Bank, this is GT Bank's work. Or EOTA, for example, if you know EOTA is one of those companies that from afar, you know that this is EOTA. You understand? They have repetition of fonts. The font is always the same thing. The text color are almost the same thing. The repeat system, you get, everything has been documented, everything has been templated, you get, everything is recorded. They know if they sack me now, that guy, you are not going to be designing for us, Damola, get out of our company, and they sack me away now. By the time they're employing the new guy, the guy can continue from where I stopped because there's a rule of repetition. And apart from that, while you are designing also, there's rule of repetition. If you go to the flyer that I did for, please don't call me, please don't call me. Sorry, can you guys hear me? I just received a call, so. So if you look at this flyer, right, you can see that the way they wrote text 1 is the same they wrote text 2, is the same way they wrote text 3, text 4, text 5, text 6, text 7. You understand? So there's a form of repetition and there's a form of branding, basically. You understand? So branding can actually be defined as how would I put it, branding? Let me say branding is like an identity. Okay, how something is being identified. You get, so if one is, maybe they're trying to, like, okay, this is how a quote was being written in this flyer. They wrote a quote and they were trying to number it. So if you should see this type of format in page 12 of this work, maybe it's a, whatever it is, I don't know, maybe it's a calendar, or if you see the way they write it again in another page, you'll be able to, like, identify that, okay, oh, this is a title and a quote, or this is a number of a quote. Maybe this is the page 3, or this is number 3 of this quote. An example of this one is in the Bible, or maybe I don't know how Quran looks like, but Bible, for example, the way they wrote chapter 1 is the same way they wrote chapter 58 in Genesis. Do you understand me? So that's how repetition works. So when it is time to categorize a text, if you go to this one now, for example, let me go to um, the flyer that I did, because that's the best example that I can give. So I'm going to copy out this. So you can see that every of my date, time, venue, and entry, they are all repeated. You get, so that's to show that there are simple infos. You get, like, other infos or other information. You understand me? So that's the same way I wrote the supported by the social media, the case sensitive. That's how repetition works. Do you get me? Do you guys understand? Should I continue? You cannot be like a person just dey talk rubbish, abi? All right, so let's move to the next one ASAP. Next one is proportion. Now, proportion can be defined as the visual size and the weight of elements. You get, so basically, this is how proportion works. So proportion is like, what is like emphasis also, but it's basically about the font size. Do you get me? So it's about the weight of the font. For example, I can decide to write this design in the same font size or the same font. Okay, maybe I use Montserrat. I use the font Montserrat here. But the way this one is and the way this one is different. This one is light, this one is thick, or is bold, or is black. So that's how proportion work. They are weights of elements. You understand? Which one is, those are important. They are probably written in a lighter form or in a slimmer form. You get, or regular font. But those ones that are very, very important, they could be written with like a thick text or black or very, very bold. Do you get me? So that's how proportion works. Do you understand me? So they actually also they'll also approach. So they make people like understand how they relate to each other. It often helps to approach your design in sections and instead of a whole. Sure. So proportion also works like you are trying to. Okay, let me give an example. Let's say you designed a flyer for a church. And you say Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCCG, Power Assembly, Area 5. You write that one at the top. It's always at the top. That's his own section. A section of the title, right? Does that make sense? So, so all right. So the next information that you see on the flyer is 3 days fasting and prayer. 3 days fasting. You see that one is very big, and they read it like as if they are serious or something like that. Some of them might not write it extremely big. It could just be maybe a very important section. You get that section two. Then this section three, you will now see something like the title of the program, titled Fire for Fire, or Fire Must Come Down, or Anointing Must Follow Me, or Nigeria Must Change. You see that one is big, is the biggest. It's like you see fire around it, you see sword or something like that. You understand me? Or you see a dove, or you see everywhere is like is looking angelic or something, or everywhere is just gold. Okay, that's another section. You see how they are relating. There's the title of the church, moving to what they want to do, moving to the title of what they want to do. Then the next thing you see is another section of like the date, the venue, the speaker, the minister, blah 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 blah. That's another section. Then to separate the section of the speakers, you see probably the picture of the pastor ministering, Pastor Adeboye and his wife will be one side. Then see another one again, they will talk about the date and where they will do it. Okay, that's section 6. Then the last section is the section of maybe they want to say something like, come and be blessed, or come, let your life change, or Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. I've designed a lot of church flyer in my life, so I know all these things. I know how to section, I know how to put all these things into sections. So that's how proportion works. Do you understand me? You can see that by the time you start applying all this design, one is always big, one is always small, one is always light, one is always bold, one is always faded, and that one is always like loud. You get, so that's how it works. You get, so that's proportion. I will show you guys what I mean by all these things. So we have movement. Movement is basically a composition so that the eye is led to move from one to the next and the information is properly communicated to the audience. I think I've explained this one from the point of I think alignment. Is it alignment? No, emphasis. Okay. So, but movement is just like how the eyes is going to be reading. Okay. In a normal movement explanation, just like when you are reading a news, or you are reading Zukoko, or you are reading Twitter. Okay. The eyes will always move from the left to the right, like you get. You understand? But then you can always tweak movement. You get, people can read from bottom, people can read from the left, people can read from the right. It can come anyhow. Do you understand? The most important thing is how do you want your readers to read it? How do you want them to see it? What do you want them to pick first? What do you want them to pick last? You get? So if you look at this now, you can see the string band. If I'm reading this naturally, this I'm going to read it. String bad, fever on the grass, blah blah blah, goodbye at the creek, Sunday. You can see as I'm reading it, that's how it should be. They'll tell me the title, they tell me what they want to do, they tell me the date, they'll tell me the time, they'll tell me the amount. You can see how all these things are arranged. It's suiting, it is neat. It's like a song. You get. So now that you want to design a flyer for someone now, the first thing you first shout on the person is the date. On the 15th of 19th, what is going to happen? Then later they will not be saying that they want to do Christmas carol. Instead of you to say, oh, we want to host a carol on the 15th of January. Do you get me? Want to host our church wants to host a carol on the 15th of January 2005 at the auditorium, maybe on the 17th of blah 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 blah. Come and be blessed. That's a reading. That's a good movement. But then you started with the church motto, Jesus Christ. Then the next thing you went to is the date. Then the next thing you went to is what they want to do. Then the next thing you went to is the pastor. Before you know it, all these things are already scattered. You get, and people will lose interest while reading it. All these small, small things, that's why they are called basic. They're so basic to the point that everybody has ignored it. And at the end of the day, you start not when we start when an expert comes in and start analyzing why you did not make sales, everything could actually point back to the flyer you did for the company. It could be that your flyer would, if you have done a better job, your flyer would have converted good sales, making sense sales. Some clients, um I think I worked with a man one time. So the man came to me. I was like, Muski, I want to design a landing page. Can you do it? I was like, here why me like, are you kidding me? Landing page. I don't know what is landing page. Bring it, I'll do it for you. Like, it was just emphasize. Can you do it? I didn't know that what he was trying to, bring to my notice was the sales aspect. That can it convert? You get, so we are so very good in Nigeria. Nigerian designers are crazily good. They are sweet. They know how to design. But then at the end of the day, what they want to use the design for, it will not work. The event they want to host, people will not attend it. See the one I did now. See the one I did for you. See how many people attended. 54, 55, 59. I think the peak was 59 before 5 people left. This is conversion. This one makes sense. You understand? This is how a design functions. But if I've done something nonsense, I'm very mediocre. Well, I might not even see 5 people. I might not even see maybe up to 10. So some of you have done works that last, because of the client hired you, you are actually making him lose money. That's how funny it is. You understand? That's why I say you should always care for the job ahead of the money you're going to collect, because you can pay you millions of dollars and at the end of the day, your work did not even do anything. It did not even help. Do you understand me? This is the reason why client comes back to you. You've seen where client come and be thanking you, come and be thanking you that thank you for helping my life. That's how it should be. Do you understand me? That is how a designer, if a client has never told you that kind of thing, then you need to work on your design, because it's not always about the beauty aspect, it's about is it functional. Do you get me? Did it help the person's life? Some of you will design flyers for people that are looking for money to do art surgery. Because of it did it, nobody is going to pay. Nobody's going to, nobody. You'll be thinking you want to maybe scam them. Imagine designing for children. You want children to attend a carol and you're using muzzle or you're using one kind of funny font. And the children that saw it are scared that it's like they will kidnap me in this program. I have some designs are very, very funny. They are so basic. In fact, since you started UI design, nobody has ever told you how wrong your design can go. Just design and put it on Twitter. Everybody start liking it. Start tagging all your favorite that they should like and they should share. But then it's not doing anything in the literal sense. It's not helping anybody's life, especially your client's life, because that's the number one person you should care for. You get me? So let's just move on before I start abusing all of you. So next thing is white space. I don't know, is what I'm saying making sense? Because people are just looking at me. I don't know. I need to be as Jesus. Please let me know if what I'm saying is making sense. Okay. All right, sir. So let's move on. So next thing is white space. So white space is like your room. I don't know the type of room if you live in your house. Maybe everywhere is just scattered. If everywhere is scattered, then one thing I used to say is if you're a designer and your room is scattered, your house is always dirty, you don't even deserve it. Do you get me? You don't deserve it because last design is a lifestyle. It affects you in every way. The way you even talk to people, it affects you. It's like when you're a designer, the first characteristic of a designer is that you are nice. and you care about people. You care about what they do. You care about what they. You are very very caring. You get other designers. They have the best relationship out there, right? Most of them are very caring. Designers are. If you want to marry, go and marry designers because they are always very caring. Your hair matters. You understand? Your trouser has to be neat. The color of your clothes have to make sense, have to match perfectly. Do you get me? So designers are like that. It's a lifestyle. If somebody has been, maybe designer broke this guy's heart. You know, the lies. Yeah, broke your. If they break your heart, it's not our fault though. I'm gonna be doing this thing. Nah, so that's what I'm just trying to say. That's how serious the whole thing is. So if you enter somebody's room, right? Somebody that is well, maybe the person is very neat. You see that where the bed is different from where the TV is. You get everything is arranged and there's room for you to roam. You understand? If you enter Elta's office now at our side, like the first thing you see is okay. So the first thing is you see very wide space that you can walk around. Then you now see a category. You see a sections where we put the designers. You see another section where we put the developers. Yeah, everything has been arranged, but then there's room to breathe. The AC is circulating. The fan is working well. You can breathe well. That's how it should be on your design. Your design should be able to breathe. Do you understand? You should be able to breathe well. You get everybody should not be feeling choked as if you want to. I don't know, as if you I don't even know how to describe it. So that's how white space work. White space is just like giving your room, giving your flyers, or giving your work space, allowing them to breathe. You get so that their focus is on, it's actually very beautiful. You understand? Yeah. So as if we are sardine, we are not sardine here. So that's how it works. Do you understand? So just imagine a room or a sitting room. Where the city is different from where the table is. It's different from where the dining room is. It's different from where what else did they put? Maybe fridge is different. It's different from where they put what else did they put inside parlor self? The long I saw parlor. I'm used to office and room. Um, all these things are in sections, you understand? So that is how you should always think about your design. You say design, everywhere should be. Just look at this guy's work, for example. You see there's space here. Look at space. Space everywhere. You understand? It's it adds to the beauty. There are so many things wrong with what he did, but then it's already beautiful. You understand? So let's white space is basic and everybody should understand this. So the next thing is typography. Typography is the best skill you can have in life when it comes to design. Typography is the craziest tool. Personally, I used to tell people I don't know how to design like that. I just did. Yeah, I just did. But you see that typography, I know it. So that's why my work is always looking very, very sensible and very dope. You understand? That's why my work is always like that. But that is because of the typography are always very nice. I've applied all these rules. You get those ones are very very unnecessary. You will not really see them, but the ones that are very important you see them. My designs are functional. You get so that's how it works. You can say that at the end of the day, it's not really about the beauty of the picture or the photo manipulation you did behind it or the background. Maybe it's not really about it. Probably it's about the way you arrange your text. Maybe the type of font you use is dope. You get. We've talked so much about the font style and the appearance of your font and where you can get the best ones. The best one, the best place to get fonts, they are there online. But I used to recommend fonts.google, the one Google has. So font.google, they are very very mature fonts there. Okay, don't go and use one kind of funny font. You know, there's some fonts some designers use. You'll be wondering where they saw it. You get so some fonts are very funny, and one of the best ways to be able to judge font is readability, basically. Readability. You understand? So if people can read your text very, very well, typography is actually a skill, is a topic on its own. I've taught typography. I've taught typography in some classes like that. We did I taught you guys how to select fonts. Okay, let me quickly do that. So one thing you do is when you get to a website, when you go to Google now, I've taught this so many times, so many times. So go to fonts.google.com. So still loading. It's loading. All right, so yeah. Okay, so to test the usability of fonts, right? There's always a preview. So look at this now, almost at blah blah blah. So one of the things you can do is that you can go through categories of fonts. You have different categories, so you can mix monospace and another type of font. Okay, let me just do it this way. So let's say you want to use Roboto, for example. If you pick on your Roboto, because I'm already putting Yoruba accent inside Roboto. So one of the things that you do is go to the pairings. This is very, very important. You understand? The parent is going to tell you the best font you can pair with it. You get, so you look at Roboto and Open Sans, or with Noto Sans, or with Lato. So it's going to preview how all these things are going to look like. And then you can download it too, and you can use it for your design. Especially if you're a UI designer. So because we used to have all these tight big text, headlines and details. You get. Alright, so this is what a very, very nice place to download. You can download it will give you the whole family. That will give you the light, the bold, the medium, the semi-medium, all those things. So let's start that on that. Okay, so next thing is color. Basically color, shape, pattern, and others. Colors, I've explained colors. There are billion types of colors, so don't be limited to primary colors. Some of you pick primary colors, and that's like the edges, like this. You pick like this. You pick colors like this. Let me say this one, for example. I want to pick a color. You now select. You now goes to this edge. Some of you pick this edge. Nah, it's not cool. You can pick this or pick this or pick this. There are so many nice colors that you can use. You can combine. These are nicer ones. You understand? Don't pick in edge. It's too look at some of you your designs are always having this lemon this thing. You get so let's just say these are primary colors, right? Don't pick like that. Pick, you know, I don't know. Me, I'm not really good with adjective. Pick nice ones. You get there's so many type of you can see. So that's how it works. Look at this now. See where I picked it from. So if I instead of using black, I prefer to use some using black. I prefer to use something like this. I prefer to use this. Instead of me picking white, I prefer to use this. Anyways, that's that. So pick very nice colors, right? I've talked about typography, talked about shape. Basically, shapes are like outline versus fill. You get outline versus fill. So I don't know. We still have a lot of. We still have till midnight, if possible. So, but if you want to leave, there's no problem. The class will be available on YouTube. But I'm ready to speak to those that want to better their design, that want to ask me questions. You are free to ask me tonight. You can ask me. But now I'll finish my class. But if you want to leave, you are permitted. You are free to leave. No, it's a free class. Let me fuck up. All right, so let's go to our live class. So let's run a design. And no, you can't reach out to me. That's a very that one is default. You can't. There's no how. You can't, I'm always not available. This is the best. I prefer to talk like this. Talk to people on Twitter generally or WhatsApp status. In fact, if there's WhatsApp status chat safe, pay me than DM. So you can always stick around and interact with me. That one is better. If you're chatting on that Twitter thread now, we are abusing ourselves. I'll have your time. But once you enter DM, yeah. So all right, so let's do this. Um so this is the assignment I gave you guys, but unfortunately a lot of you did not do it. So I said, hi, I'm happy you want to participate in this class. Basically, I intend to test your ability in handling briefs. Now you can sorry, I can sort them to finished product. Imbibe the basic principles of design to communicate effectively to users and readers, whether as I project design, blah 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 blah, especially your color and typography. Achieve balance, contrast, emphasis, alignment, repetition, movement, blah blah blah. So this is the content. Best known beat, best skill, Jack Miller. The effective way to get it done. Forward. So obviously this is like a book stuff. When you see things like forward or you see things like the best a quoted text or something like that. So this is like a book. So the guy that is asking me the other day, I mean, that I don't understand. It is one of the best skill you can have is content. Know how to decipher content, interpret content, write content. You understand? So know how to tweak content too. You get so content is an extra plus. Do you understand? It's an extra plus to you as a designer to get. So imagine me sending this to two designer, and in the next 1 hour, the first designer comes and say, "Hello, I did not understand what you wrote." Then the second designer has finished the work. Who will I pay? To get so that's how it's important that there are some things you should be able to decide for yourself. So basically, I'm going to pick out this. And I'm going to design 3 or 4 varieties of it. So yeah, let's do something. Let's do something. So if you are here, you are using Canva. I would advise you to use Figma to learn how to use Figma. Figma is very basic and simple. You understand? I'm not trying to promote them. I'm just saying that it is the future. It is very, very less complex, very straightforward, and it's very, you can see just one, two, three, four, five, five tools, five tools. Maybe they just have extra, just 5 tools, and you design amazing things. I design my flyers here. I use Photoshop sometimes, so I do Figma also. So that's that on that. And it's very fast. You can export it. Man, it's just everything. So we have a book design, or let me just do basic typography. So this is number one. So we have this. Coming, I want to see those that will be chatting with me. All right, so look at this. Best known beat best skill. The effective way to get it done. Forward. So let me take this out so I can have it like a note. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to make out all your important, all this emphasis, balance, alignment, contrast, repetition, right? So I think from the first onset, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to pick this as my main title because obviously I think it is the main title basically. So I'm going to write something out. That will be the effective way to get it done. So I'm going to emphasize on it, which means I could use a different font. So let's say I'm going to use a vertical. Yeah, I'm going to use this. So we have different type of a vertical. We have this. Oh no. Let me use the second one. So we have different exactly. So I'm going to use this one. So because of I want to emphasize on it, I'm going to give it a very big font. Just increase it more. Okay. So another thing you can do is to give it capital letter all through. Makes sense. Then I can reduce the text. Then the next thing I can do is I can kind of make it more beautiful. Maybe like give it make it tight, kinda something like this. -2% is okay. All right. So the next thing I want to do is I want to work on maybe let's say I want to bring in this best known beats best skilled. It's also very important because this is almost like marketing. So I can interpret this as a marketing book, right? Because they are trying to tell me, no, maybe not marketing, maybe they are just a skill or education, or they are just trying to tell me how to run effective ads or market or make more sales. Yeah, that's the direction. So I'm going to bring this here. So because it's a very important text, right? I can use a vertical, and I'm using a vertical because of what? Can somebody try and guess why I'm using one font for this? Will somebody try? Nobody's trying. All right, I'm using a vertical because of balance or repetition. Yeah, repetition too, but balance to make sense. So repetition, branding, balance, whatever it is, just make sure that you are using a very good font and something that you don't have to pick in different fonts. One font is okay, or two fonts. To finish all your design, just one or two fonts is cool. It's okay. That's the law of typography. You don't use two types or three types, or you don't use more than three types. Except you are me now, I can use 8, I can use 10. I used to do crazy things. You get. So are you guys seeing what I'm doing? Okay. So the next thing is forward. So we have forward, blah 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 and blah blah blah. So I can have it here. And I will use a vertical too. Vertical new a vertical. Then I'm going to use condensed too. And I'm going to use capital letter Ultra, and I'm going to use a smaller text and a tighter font. Okay, I can't use something tight here. Let me just use this. So I have. Then there's one thing they call rag. So rag is basically this. Rag is when you have something like this. See the distance between the first two and the last one. From here to here, it doesn't really make sense. It's too long. So the best thing you need to do is, what you want to do here is you want to reduce it. So if you do this, it makes sense. You guys understand what I just did? Okay. If you understand, let me know. Um, all right. So the guy that said he doesn't know, rag is basically look at the edges, right? See this? You can see effective is long. Look at the effective way to get it done. So look at this way to get it done is cool. You can see they are almost at the same line. You get, but effective just came out like that, and D is very short. You understand? So you might want to try something like this. This one is fair. This one is bad. Like look at if I draw my pencil, I'm going to be having something like this. This is a very bad rag. They call it rag. I don't know if you guys did Abdul Rashid. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that makes a very bad rag. But if you do something like this, right? This makes sense. You get, this makes sense. You understand? Because the way to get it done is actually cool. Like it's on the same line. If I say I should draw it. Only effective that is longer, and that's because of the words. So this is a better rag. All right. So with what I just did, this is a very nice content. This design makes sense. I can sell this. I can put an image of somebody here. Let me go and put myself. I'm gonna find my picture. Put it down now. All right. So you'll be seeing things like this on Instagram. People post something like this. Okay, bros. It's too long. All right. So is this design nice or not? I want you guys to contribute. No, the first paragraph, is it okay to be first line? I don't understand. Please can Oluwase, are you saying something like this? Okay, let's see. So she says, I don't know if it's he or she. So if you do something like this, it doesn't make sense because it's not balanced. You understand? So let's assume we are giving all the text. We are giving him a portion of 60% of the design of the space. best known best skill is already taking 80 or 70. You understand? So it's not balanced that way. It's not all right. You get? So now, if the best way to learn typography is without color, actually, honestly, it's without color. If you can design cool stuff without too many colors, or without if you can design the flyer without colors, right? Let me show you one work I did recently. I did not use any color, I just used black and white, and it was very nice. Are you guys seeing this? Can you guys see this? You can see this black and white. So it looks like it's from professional. Nobody is fighting here. Nobody is dying. Nobody stab anybody. It's just simple. If you see this, if you see this program, you attend it. Do you understand? Nobody is fighting anybody. Somebody will design like this, and everybody is as if it's maybe answers that is happening in the church or something. It looks as if everywhere is there is commotion everywhere. You get. All right, so let's move on. So we are done with that. Where's my work on? Okay. So this is one. This is the best way to learn typography. So let's try and make it more attractive, like the other guy was suggesting. So we have this is what they call functional designs. You understand? Anybody that reads, if this comes out as a book, let me make it a book size. There's every possibility that it can be sold, except you want to disagree with me. If I want to sell this, I can sell it as a book. I'll just make it more beautiful. Can do something. I like when I'm black and white actually. You can go this. Sorry. I can do this, right? I can be creative as you guys want me to be creative. So let's assume this is a book, right? I want to sell this as a book. Now, if I do this front cover, there is high possibility that it can sell. Yeah, I don't know if I did this weird. I'm trying to be as what is Badu that I used to design. So I can do some. Please, is what I'm doing. Is it making sense? You know, like the person that you do rubbish. One Badu, maybe one senior designer is among you people now, we'll now be laughing that you think this mosque they do, or they do nonsense, they do waving up and down. So if I sell this as a book, will it sell? Yes or no? Well, let me write my name. Adewale Adedamola. Adewale Adedamola. Let me use photograph. All right. So what do you guys think? I don't think I like this. Let me reduce this color. This color is too sharp. This is something subdue. But yeah, we should talk now. I didn't say anything. Or I could change this to red. People have started. Say it's too dark. This client that is saying that one now, you go to your status, you can upload it. What about this? Is it better? Or let's make it white. Oh, sorry, let me zoom in. All right, so is this better? If there's white space here now, this is white space, obviously. These are white spaces. Hey, white space doesn't mean you should not everywhere you should you should not leave space as if you want to sleep there. Oh. Shey you get. And you are changing the height. You change the height. You understand? You change the height of the text. Before it was in square. So now you just increase the height and it looks like a book. Okay. So there's another trick to this. You can make this like upside down. So this is another trick. I don't know. I don't know which one is better. I'm coming. Let me duplicate it. Yeah, I think my name should be better than this, but I'm just trying. I want to make something clear from this. Um, I'm going to do it back. I come. So let me change this to black. All right. So if it's this one, I think I will bring the forward to this place. Now let me bring it back. Sorry. Coming, coming. We still have 2 months to go. Some people are writing suggestions like this. Okay, so which one would you pick? Left or right? It's my last class. Yeah. That's fun. Let me change this one back. Anyways, left, right, whatever it is, this is a typography system. So I'm going to highlight some things now. This is emphasis 1. This is what they call emphasis. You understand? This is what they call emphasis. Is the biggest thing I wanted to say, is the most important thing. So I use what they call emphasis by color. So let me just highlight this. This is what they call emphasis by color. So we have different types of emphasis. We have emphasis by color. All right. So this is what they call emphasis by color. Then another one is emphasis by positioning. So basically everything that is here is actually being emphasized on, but I'm going to prove it. So sometimes you might not entirely, um, if you are good with your typography, there are so many things you could want to point out why you are addressing a user. You understand? You also want to point out forward, right? So that's why you took it to be isolated from every other thing. So this one is what emphasis by position. Do you understand me? This makes sense. This is what they call emphasis by position. You took it out of every other person, every other place they were at the top. This one comes down. That's emphasis by position. They also have what they call emphasis by font, which is obvious. The only font that is different here. Every other one is a vertical. Only this one is not. Only this one is scripted. So this is emphasis. So you can emphasize something by making it the only different font among every other one. Do you see how typography works now? Before you know it. Do you guys understand now? Should I continue? Are you guys understanding? So look at this now, right? Every other one is thick, is bold. if you look at this, every other one is bold except this one. So this is emphasis by what? By weight. You can see how all this work, just like the design yarn that I designed. This one is emphasized because it is the lightest. You understand? Among every other big font, is the lightest. Then this 4 is also emphasized on. Is the only font with different. Is the only one with different fonts. You get? You can. I also emphasize with color. That's basic principles of. That's another emphasis. Otherwise, I did emphasis. So that's not blah 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 emphasis. I emphasize it with what? With color. Design and being the logo, being the organizer. I emphasize it with what? Positioning. Do you get me? That's emphasis by position. Right. So do you guys, you can say how design works. I don't know. I did the same thing here. Okay. I did the same thing here, but I'm just trying to, the reason why I left this font on a normal day, I want to have done this. I would have done this. But I wanted to bring out something. That's why I left it this way. I wanted to show you guys how you can emphasize with font size. So any question from this before we move on? Please don't question the design. We don't have time for that. Just question maybe what you noticed that you felt is odd. Any other thing? Any question? Should we continue? Should we continue? All right, so let's move on. Let's move on. So Ctrl D, duplicate. So if I'm not using these guys, these two guys, and I want to make something very dynamic, like a magazine. So when you're writing a magazine, you don't entirely want to. You don't want to. Maybe you might some magazine don't really need, or newspaper especially. Newspaper doesn't need stuffs like this. It doesn't need pictures. So best known be it blah blah blah. You can write. I told you you can tweak it. You can write something like volume 1, and your volume 1 can be the boldest. It can actually be bold, and you can take it to this. Then another thing you can do is that the forward can be somewhere. The effective way it is done can be here. Then the person that wrote it should be here. All right. So I can give this a better font. Let's use formula condense. Yeah, I don't have it. What about go bold? Okay. So I have it like this. Okay, then let me use this. I think I can use DM Sans. I want to use something different. DM Sans serif. All right, so let's use this. So this one, I might not want to use capital letter Ultra. Then I want to make it as big as possible. Then I want to reduce it. All right, so this makes sense. Then let's make this yellow, black, or let's use something. Interesting. Okay. I hope these guys are not sleeping. Emma lost soon. All right. So I've achieved emphasis by positioning. If your eyes are dim, go and wash it with water or alcohol. So I can do something like this also. I can decide to rotate it. Let's say I want to rotate it by 90 degrees. So this is another form of typography. All right, so this way I have achieved. Let me go and pack on my designs. So this is emphasis by what? Rotation or angle. And this one can be both. I don't like this. All right, so this is another format, but I don't really like this one. I don't know what else I can do. Um, okay, let's do it this way. Let me take it back. But I just want to achieve emphasis by rotation, right? So this is what I'm trying to say. You can emphasize by rotation, by rotating. Okay. So if I want to really do a better work, I will do something like this. So this one is not needed anymore, actually. So what can happen here is that I can change the font because it's not as important as the others. I can change the color to something dim. So I feel that it's better this way. What do you guys think? I think I don't like this also. Yeah, this one is better. So there's balance here between this and this. Yeah, it's too dim, but if you print it, you see it, obviously. Then this one is different fonts. So it's also trying to emphasize how important this text is. Every other one is obviously all these texts are serif, are sans serif, I think. So only this one is serif. So this is emphasis by category, font category. So there are 5 types of font category, obviously. So we have the serif, the sans serif, blah blah blah. You understand? So look at this is another typography format. Very nice, precise, cool, and there are so many. Okay, this is another emphasis. This is emphasis by color, obviously, and opacity. So anybody that is reading this, we know what to focus on, and we know what to focus on less. You get focus on more and focus on less. You get. So you can also change this one to maybe take it to this place. So that's how. Okay, this one is isolated compared to the others. So that's that on that. Then we can do another one, which is going to be the last one for the today. If I move to the next section, and let me turn everything here to black. Look at how beautiful this thing is. Hi. Let me use Ojuro. Let me use Ojuro. Let me use Ojuro. I think I like this instead. Jesus, this is too sweet. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this sample 3? I think the color is good. The color is perfect, personally to me. So I kind of like this. I love this one. It's very cool, mature. You understand? And there are so many emphases here, emphasis by color especially. So let me change all this to white so that you can see it. Except I want to change this to maybe yellow. So we have this. Is it better now? She it's a contrast okay now. Actually, printing wise, the black is better. That's how funny it is. All right, so let's do this again. Let's do this again. So let's use the format of uh what other style of typography system can we use here? Social media. With social media, we need a lot of designs like that. Okay, let me use social media. So let's use DM Sans. So basically, this is why our um our designs are always not really dope, because if you get this typography right, you'll be able to convince your clients that what you did is beautiful. You understand? It makes sense. So nobody has to be telling you, please, can you shift this to the left? Can you shift it to the right? So by the time you are putting your colors into place, or you are putting um, colors, pictures, and all those things, it should just be adding to the beauty, adding to the beauty, adding to the beauty. But once you get your typography right, you can push and you can start selling. You can push for whatever thing it is. You get. So this is another one. Um, Let me see what I can do here. Are these guys sleeping? If you are sleeping, let me know. So that means you're gonna sleep. All right. So this is another style, right? This is another style. I'm not sure this speaks social media, unless I change it. I don't want to change. I don't actually want to change the orientation of the design to a social media. Let's just maintain this book cover. I think let's use book covers. So this is another book cover. So we have Adewale Adedamola. Instead, I can probably put him here. And put him 1, 2, 3. They should be aligned. And this one should go like this. I don't know. Let's do something. Hmm. I'm trying to be creative here. One kind. All these creative people, Oyinbo and the Sabian. See some book covers like this. Like the hell. How far is what I'm doing making sense? Making it like say person just they do rubbish. So let me see if I can do this one in a better way. So let me shift this down. Yeah, I will explain. Guys, confused. Actually, I'm not supposed to be confusing you, but maybe let me finish. When you will see it, you will see it. It's just being creative. You understand? Una self, if una be client self, some client designer go show for una say, this guy, this guy won't kill me. Abeg make I finish abeg. I think something's wrong with my Figma. Let me just wait. Something's wrong with my Figma. Okay, so the guy that was asking why did I split the text, I'm trying to create a movement, right? So I'm trying to emphasize on movement. So movement is like I want to direct them from like my own creative aspect. I just want to be as creative as possible. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to writing books or book covers, creativity is always one of it. So from below, because of that yellow that is behind it, it calls your attention. So definitely you are not going to start from the top, you are going to start from that bottom and you are going to read the effective, then you get caught up that what's going on, where is the remaining text? Your eyes is going to take you back to the top that, oh, the effective way to get things done. Do you understand? And underneath it, that's where the author's name is. If what I said doesn't make sense, let me know so that we can correct ourselves. Maybe say person sabi like that. We just dey try. If what I say actually makes sense, let me know. Are you guys there? Okay, so as a new user, or if you are seeing the design for the first time in your life, do you think you'll be able to catch what I did? Do you think you'll be able to catch it? Do you think you'll be able to understand it? Right? That I let me take this volume one to this part. Okay, yes, it's actually cut attention for you. So this is another style basically. So I'm just trying to be creative per se. She gets. So let me turn all these ones to light. so that I want everything to be focusing. I don't want anything to take the shine of this yellow and black effects. Sure you get. So this one is light italic 18. All right, so we have this two. So I don't want any other thing to distract it. So I'm going to reduce the opacity a bit. All right. I feel since we are designing for users, some user might get the message wrongly. I like the idea of what the message is all about. So I'm talking about the last design you're working on. I'm asking you now as a user, will you be confused seeing this? Try as much as possible to be honest. Will you get the message wrongly? Sorry. Okay, okay, let me try and zoom in. So this thing just pops up. Maybe you're walking by and you see something like this. 70%. Will you read it wrongly? Uduak. Uduak. What do you think? Will you read it wrongly? The yellow, I think the biggest thing here is yellow. I think that's the first thing that will catch my attention. Exactly. So Oluwaseyi says going to. So we want to choose the best design here. Which one will actually sell the most? Because personally, I already have the one that is going to sell the most. So I'm going to uh, pick up some people. Just I want 5 people to raise up their hands. Unfortunately for us, if you now pass 5, pressure no be me una go dey disturb sef. Let me take this to the last one. Boom. Where you going, bro? One, two, three. Wait. I want to make an effect to this so that we have different shades of arguments today. So I want to see who will win this competition. Is it this bros, this bros, or this bros? Speak something cool. I'm coming now. You know, but I say, I'm going to vex for me. I'm coming now. Hi, I don't spoil the design. I know do. I don't forget. This is not going to work on Figma. It's going to work on Photoshop, not on Figma. I wanted to turn the background to maybe another color and this image to white. All right, so let's hear from Chibumbem. Which one would you pick? Let me remove all these distractions.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Let me increase it a bit. 640. Okay, 40 is too 30. All right. So which one would you pick?
Okay, looking at them though, okay, I feel the one I feel maybe the one I feel that would convert more or speak to my audience or reach out to my audience more or maybe be more understandable by my audience maybe okay, I'm trying to make this hard decision between these two.
Wait, you've not made decisions since.
Um, all right, okay, I've made though, but I'll just try to like really look at it and all that. I guess I'll go with the first one.
Okay, you prefer the first one.
Yes, first one.
Okay, first one is leading to the next person. Yusuf, what do you think? Yusuf, unmute yourself and let's hear from you. Yusufu, top. So to be known. Okay, let's ask from another person. Victor Adetona.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I actually like the second one, the one with the green and the yellow circle in it. The reason is, firstly, when you look at it, you would want to know what is actually written inside. So you look, okay, the effective way to get, you look at the one up, okay, you get it done. So you read it together. That means you are reading it longer, and then definitely you want to see more details inside the design. So I actually go with the second one, and the colors are a perfect match.
Okay. So your one is curiosity.
So that, yeah.
All right. So is Yusuf
Sorry.
is Yusuf ready to talk now?
Hello.
Unmute yourself now. So not you, not you, not you. Yusuf, I've asked you to unmute, so just unmute yourself.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I'll go for the second one, the one with the yellow. All right, I'll go for the second one, the one with the yellow circle.
Okay, what's your reason? What's your reason? Can you reason here?
Yeah, first of all, it's the simplest of them all.
Really?
It's the simplest of them. Oh, not the hear me.
Did he hear you, bros? Okay, let's ask somebody else. Hello, guys. I'm sorry, network again. Hi. Some people will use this opportunity to run come what's the well. Olaoluwa.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. So wait, before we continue.
Good evening.
Good evening. You guys
Um,
are sleepy, are you? Sorry. We are now talk. Also, which one do you want to pick? Which one would you pick? Aritona.
The two in the middle, especially, but I go with the.
Hello?
Is it useful that I still speaking? Oh.
Yeah, it's you that you are still speaking. I just want to arrange you guys. Yeah. Talk now.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, I was confused whether it was okay. So I go with the one with the yellow circle as well. I like the black one, the serif font on the black one. It makes it look classy, but I prefer the white background on the yellow with the one with the yellow circle. And I also like the element of sort of surprise when you start reading the effective way to get, then it breaks and you have to go to the top. Like it makes me feel like I want to pick it up if I see it randomly, just because of the curiosity I have. So that's why, like in the end, I'll pick that one. I also like the white space of that. So yeah, that wins it for me.
Okay. Abubakar.
Okay, thank you. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I think I'll go with the third one. That's the one that has the serif font. I think the text has the highest contrast here and you can clearly see it.
Okay.
And the way it's like highlighted, it's quite good. Then the one on the right, I like the arrangement, the way you inverted the other picture and took it to the left. So it's also good too. But if I were to rank them, I'll say the third one, followed by the last one, then the second one. The second one too is very good. The way
Yeah.
like it's unusual, so it will raise curiosity in people. But all in all, I'll go with the third one.
All right, thank you. Makes
All
sense.
right, thank you.
Is Soforola still speaking?
Oh, I was the one that spoke last.
Okay, sir. I'm having you. Shibumbe, you don't talk now. Don't pick up, please. Jesus. Hi, network again. Victor. Vicky or Victor.
Okay, I spoke on
You
I
spoke.
spoke on the second one.
People should
But
lower your hands now if you have spoken. Now if you are confusing me. Spoken my. All right, let's move on. So we agree that this one is the winner because 3 people chose it also. Okay, so that's how typography works basically. So you can see I applied, there's emphasis here, there's balance, you understand, there's contrast. There is which other one again? There's repetition. That's you can see the font I used here. The font I used there was one I used there. The font I used there was one I used here. Okay. The font I used here was the one I used. Oh, this one does not have repetition at all. And yeah, so I achieved all this repetition. Which other one? Proportion. So we have the lightest, we have the thickest weight, and all those ones. Then also we have movement. Like this one this is an example of movement. This is movement. You understand? Then we also have regular movements, normal ones. Then we have next one. Let me see. White space. Almost everything is white space. Typography was perfect. I chose the nice font, the colors, the shape. I didn't use any pattern, but I think we have one pattern. I think we can consider this as pattern, right? I think so. So this makes sense, you guys. So do you guys learn something new? It doesn't make sense. I want you guys to chat, drop some text. You understand why we continue. So I think I'm done with the class. I hope it's worth it. I hope because nobody say we sabi design like that. We just did. Here you get so we say we just they try. You understand? I hope it makes sense. So if you're a designer, without fire funding, I can sell all these books to my client. It's going to pay me 15K or 20,000 naira, and I'm going to use 5 minutes to design it. Maybe using 10 days or using 1 week to design one flyer. This is perfect. I'm going to sell out. You get, I'm going to collect my money. Here, you understand? So I hope it's worth it because more than half of the class left. So, but I hope they got something and probably watch it on YouTube later. So, any question? Anybody wants to ask any question about career? You are confused. People are paying you. People are still paying you 500 now for flyer. You don't know what to do with your UI UX life. You just start your career. You don't know about pricing system. Your client is disturbing you. Oh yeah, ask one by one. Let me be answering.
Hello, Muski. Good evening.
Hey, Osas. Hey, you get me for DM. Oh. You don't
I
carry me.
beg now. Answer me.
Oh
Huh?
yeah, oh yeah, oh
You
yeah,
know, reply me for DM now.
oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, the thing is about I don't know. My question is mainly about getting ideas. How do you get your ideas majorly?
Oh, maybe you see the way I did my own now. See the idea and everything.
No, I don't majorly on the flyer and co. Maybe like now you have a UI project to work on. How do you start getting idea after you have spoken to the client?
Okay, I think I thought that recently.
And I wanted to ask on the thread you posted on Twitter, but you didn't really explain that well.
What did I say on Twitter that you are curious about?
And that's when you put about your brother and FIFA, then lower part you talk about making research.
Okay.
So okay, now after maybe
Oh yeah, they hear you. I hear you.
after you and your client have discussed, you have given your idea about it. Okay, now maybe you got a particular idea how to implement it and make it vast.
Honestly, this class I thought it. I tell you my students. So to go over it again, I'm getting stressed. But I explained how to dissolve briefs. If somebody gives you a brief, you can bring out the mission, the vision. You can bring out the most important content. You understand? So first of all, one of the first and important thing to do is to understand the project. If you don't understand it, carry your phone and call your client. Bros, everything you are typing on WhatsApp, I did not understand shishi. Can you explain it to me? You're going to explain. One of the best ways that you can get an idea fast is that they tell you an example. They tell you I want to design something like Twitter. So that one is okay. You get. Then another thing is you need to be you need to be familiar with many apps. You get me? Sometimes I have useless apps on my phone because of they've referred me to it. I have like Bosha, I have so many things like that I don't really use, but then I have to, hey, my laptop is low. So I have to make use of, you understand, just to see what is inside. You get. So basically it's about you being, and again it's another thing that plays is intelligence. You understand? Do your own research. Ask for every clue. You get ask, okay, can the user do this? Can the user do this? Like be asking all those type of questions. You get, then always write down things. Carry your biro and write it down. So that when you get the brief done, you will know what to search on Dribble or search on Google or search on Instagram so that you can get inspiration. You get. So there are always three stages of things people always want to design. They want to design a website, a web app, right? Or a mobile app. Then after you collect those three, website is where all the information is about us, blah 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 blah. Once they click on login, it becomes an app, a web app, like the way you go to www.twitter.com. Twitter is there to login password. It's an application, but it's online. You understand? So once you do that, once you have that one, so they want to design the web version of the application. That's number 2. Then the third one is the mobile app, the one that does not have, the one that requires maybe fingerprint, requires home button, all those things. You get? So that's that. So you collect then another one that you do, they call it admin. That one is is crazy. That's UX. A lot of people don't do admin here. So admin shows that you are a UX designer or a product designer. That means you start a project and you finished it, even to the point of the people that will be controlling the data. That one is crazy. I've shared, I think, to my people that bought my course. I gave them access to all the designs I used to do for clients. They can quickly check it. Sometimes I'll remove them maybe after 2 weeks. Some of them will screenshot or download them. You understand? So that's how it works. But the thing is very logical. I don't think it's going to take a whole day. If I want to break a brief from the beginning, I will analyze how you're going to use everything the client gives you to do the next thing. You get? So just keep reading, and apps, just be checking on apps flow. You get? And always ask the right question. You understand?
Okay, okay, yeah, thank you very much.
Mm.
So maybe what
No vex, I beg. My battery running low. Okay, next somebody asks, yeah, let me say, how do you know the best font to use for a particular prayer? Man, how do you know the best font? Ooh, maybe number one, branding. Okay, some of these clients, they have their brands already. They've been using some kind of font already. So if Access Bank comes to meet you, Access Bank uses Efra, just go and use it directly. You understand? So then we have very beautiful fonts. I've told you, go to Google Fonts and download all the nice fonts that is the mature fonts. Then Figma has very nice fonts too. Just so we have 2 types of fonts, 5 types. We have the serif, the sans serif, um, we have the display, and we have handwriting, and we handwritten ones, and we have monospace. Monospace are the ones that look like a timer or look like typewriter, all those things. Display is like they are very huge. You get. Then we also have the sans serif. The sans serif are the ones that have edges. Sorry, the one that are smooth, like this effective way that I blah 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 that I wrote. In this one that has yellow and green. But the other one that I wrote in the black is called serif. Those ones has edges. They have edges. You can see the T. Okay. So how to mix those two is another lesson entirely, but you can do your research. Okay. But the best one, as you can see, all the designs I did here, I used serif and sans serif mostly. Yeah, because they are very clear and they are very mature. So that's it. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. I have a lot of questions. Okay. Please give fonts on the tips to them. I've told you how to do that. Please give us font tips. I've told you how to do that. I've told everybody how to do that. Please, where can I get your course? Daba.school, daba.school. See my courses there. And also, do you recommend books? I don't know books. I don't know about books at all. I don't read books. I only watch YouTube videos and I listen to motivational talks. Then what is your career path for? What is the career path for you? I don't understand your question, but if you want to be a UI designer, UX designer, 30% Jesus. If you want to be a UI designer or UX designer, I would always recommend that you know graphic design first fully before you enter it. Then make sure that your market, your contact, there are people that want to patronize you for UI designs. You get. So what that means is that you have people that are willing to pay for your service. You have people that are product. They are into product. They are CEOs. They want to build machines, build apps, build softwares. So if you have them on your contact, then it's better you go into UI UX, learn it, buy from. I have a course on UI UX. I take a class on UI UX. You can buy from me, or you can buy from whoever you want to buy from. Not forcing you. So that's that. So you can go to YouTube and go and learn it also. Knowledge is free. So what habits do you stick for us to become better? Habits to UI. The only thing you can do with UI UX is to keep practicing almost every day and be writing case studies and be. I wrote a thread on that today, so you can go and check. Okay, recommend YouTube channel. The only YouTube channel I can recommend is Chris this one, the future. So the future is there. Daba.school. Let me type it. All right, guys. Bye bye. My battery is low. If not, I'll not be able to. Yay, 1%. Good night, everybody. I'll send this link to you guys. Yeah. Where is it to Figma? All right, good night, guys.